13 and 21. I think it won. Yeah, well, some people would call that light. You know, an Earl Scruggs light used to be a 9, 10, 12, and you're back down here to play. Where you finger that and how you do that is because you're hitting so many notes so fast, and you've got to be in the right position to get that next note, even though the closest note up here might be right there. Where you need to be is here. So to train yourself, I just went through this in a hotel room like a week ago, because I was writing this song. And to be able to do that. See somebody.
What are you in right there? Is that D? Did you tune down to
open C?
Open C.
And I play a lot of stuff out of open C. Here, and you've got E, and then here you've got F, and that's, you know, God bless the banjo player. He can play an open F. I love it. I love the way it sounds, but I'm not for it. And if it's something difficult, then I do it over. All of a sudden, like I'll break through this barrier. A few things that would work on a lot of different things, and one thing is picking melodies out from the second position. Melodies that you might play in the first position. You can play up here. See, and then you've got
that's all G. That was that. All that was G, wasn't it?
Well, it's actually it's C.
Oh, you're in C. That's right.
probably go into that tune in at least a couple, maybe 3, sometimes 4 times in a set. And you know, when that stuff is moving around, it just kind of moves everything around. So I don't really have a chance of being able to stay in tune, but you know, so picking melodies out from this second position I have found to be something real useful, because you can, a melody that you would be like stuck up here trying to play, if you pick it out from here on these strings, you can go down further there. You have this range down, and you have this range up, plus you're already here, and if you have to go here, you're twice as close than if you're here, you know. So look, and this may seem like a very simple thing, but this is really helpful to me in a lot of cases, to start looking for a melody up around here instead of down here. Virtually the way that I hear that Scruggs played it. If the fiddle took a break, I would go to the second position, and I would, instead of doing that, I would go. And if the mandolin started playing, I would go, because he stopped chopping, which leaves that upbeat back. The only place that it's happening is on the guitar. Plus, he's playing in a register. He's playing, his instrument is voiced very close to where mine is, perhaps slightly above, but a lot in the same range, especially if I'm doing this. Then I'm in the same range as the mandolin, and the other thing that's going on melodically is that I'm doing this. I'm hitting a lot of notes in a short period of time, which is the same thing the mandolin's doing, you know. The thing about the mandolin and the banjo that's similar is that they don't have a lot of sustain. Now this, while he's going, and you got this, and it's just, after a while, it's just, it's just too busy. It's too busy. And so what I do, it helps dynamically, it helps melodically. They get it like that, or they got a thumb thing going in there, and so it's not the, that's not the beat, and that's not the beat. It's in between the, it's in between there, you know. And that thing has its own effect. I've seen people do that very effectively, but it's not the same thing as hearing Mike Aldridge in the Bass Mountain Boys, who to me has the classic mandolin chop of all time that sounds like an axe splitting a piece of wood. I notice even Earl, when Earl, he's more of a, he gets more of a sustain when he chops. He doesn't really, it's not as much of a percussive thing as it is a musical thing with notes like that when Earl's chopping. But to me, that's. And then when the mandolin's coming out. Be like trailing toward the end of his break or something like that, and for me to do that, I get out of the mic, because I don't want to cover up what he's doing, especially at the end of his break. I don't want to cover up what he's doing, because he's ending his break, he's putting the final thing. Somebody want to play something, and I'll chop it out. The thing that I do, one of the things that I add to a chop, it's not just, you hear a lot of people do that. That's their chop. Well, Well, it's okay, you know, it's fine, you know, but if you do that, it adds a melodic, a tone dimension. It adds a melodic dimension to what you're doing, and it also establishes the downbeat, and you'll know where your upbeat is supposed to be with relation to the downbeat. And it's also a very powerful thing in a band to do, because you can get that downbeat right with the other rhythm instrument, you know, your guitar. He's doing that. And when you get that right with him, and that's with the bass. That. Now that is my thumb. And I put the hand here when I'm doing this. And I come up here a little bit. I'm not doing that down here. I'm doing it up here. When Roland's playing it's like an octave thing. Like octaves. But putting this, you'd be surprised how much rhythm that will add to what's going on, because it's not just, and there can be little doubt of where the banjo player's at anyway. I mean, if it's not where anybody else is at, it's easily discernible. But it's a very good tool, especially when, you know, and this happens all the time. It's acoustical phenomena being on stage, because you've got the sound over here, this guy's playing, and the sound these guys over here are playing. The further away this guy is from that guy, the disparity in the marketplace or something. Songs. How about that? Found that the bridge is probably the single. Listen to this. What do you hear? Which one is sharp?
The lower one's down?
Sharp. Yeah, or one of them's right.
Okay.
The second one you're playing.
Now the harmonic
It has to be right.
is what the string is producing in this length.
Right. So it's
Now to
flat.
my ear, that sounds flat.
Okay, flat.
You know what the problem is?
What?
The bridge is in the wrong place.
Okay.
Now listen to this. And this may take some time. This takes time. You have to probably play this banjo and know it pretty good, but listen to this. Hear that? Okay, now listen to this. Now that's closer, right?
Right.
Okay, but now dig it. Bridge is in the wrong place.
Okay.
May I?
Yes.
Okay.
By all means.
Always get permission. Okay, and if I had a scale, anybody have a tape measure or anything like that?
I got it. Well, I don't know when you read it.
Let's do something here. Let's maybe get more mechanical. We'll get back to playing here in a minute. see right.
Okay, measurement. Okay. I'm coming up with 13 and an 8. Take a look this way. Look at the plane of your head, flat. Then look at the plane of your neck and see how that corresponds to the head of the banjo. This one appears to me to be cocked ever so slightly. Maybe because of this. Like so. You notice that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Cocked, just like that. Which, unless you have some specific purpose for it being that way, is undesirable.
Yeah.
But it's very easily remedied. You just loosen the tensionator rods and just eke it around, get it where you want it. Okay, then the next thing you do is take and look at it like this. Now, you've got something here that a lot of banjos don't have, and that is the neck is on the banjo straight, and that's very good. And that, you can thank Mr. Frank Neat for that, because he is a master builder. I think he's very good. And the other thing that you've got going on that is most highly desirable that just about no banjo has is you look right down that banjo, and you look where that middle, what happens to that middle string. That middle string comes right off of that nut. It goes right down the center of the neck, right over that bridge, right into the tailpiece, and down over the hook, and it does not make a left or right jag when it comes off of that bridge. And that, my friend, is what you want it to do. A lot of banjos don't do that. You guys see that? Anybody else looking at that? On their banjo, you're afraid to look at World Market on vintage instruments. World Market price. But Randy has subsequently left Nashville a few years back. He's in Savannah, Georgia now. Bill's mandolins. He's in Savannah, so he's not readily available. I don't know how much banjo work he does. I could recommend John Hedgecock at Bruins. He's the foreman of the shop there. He did an excellent job setting up a banjo. I could recommend Marty Lanham, Nashville Guitar Company. He's excellent. And a number of other people. Rule Yarborough's real good. Snuffy Smith, banjo man. He was at the show last night in Wilkesboro.
Does he live in King?
Where?
Star King?
Star King.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Star King of Charlotte. I'm not sure.
There's Star King.
Somewhere up in there. Anyhow, he's
We're gonna have Snuffy down this way in May to do setups.
he's great. He's great. He couldn't do anything with my Rich Taylor, but he is good. I'm giving my Rich Taylor back. I think my problem with the Rich Taylor banjo is it's new.
That's all I've heard, they're new, so they sound bad because they're new.
Yeah.
Tried two of them.
I haven't heard a good one yet.
You know what? Eddie Adcock loves his, and Ben Eldridge loves his. And I think Billy Rose likes his. But